A lot of women really feel like they're failing at wellness, when really, the system they've been trying to follow was never built for real life in the first place. Hi, welcome to Let's Talk Ladies Lifestyle with Laura. This is your host, Coach Laura. So happy to be here today. This is episode 3 of Let's Talk Ladies Lifestyle with Laura. I am your host, Coach Laura, and today we're going to be focusing on society's diet obsession, especially with females, and how it can harm us. So if you've ever felt like your worth goes up and down based on what you ate that day, if you quote unquote cheated and you felt that you didn't eat as quote unquote good as you wanted to, you're not alone. We've all experienced it, and experiencing it day to day is unfortunately become a norm for most women. Women in dieting and diet obsession is absolutely nothing new. It's something that I've experienced. It's something I've seen women in my life experience, in my family, friends, everywhere. I mean, it is something that is absolutely everywhere. If you talk to any female that you meet, there's probably not one that has not at some point tried an extreme diet or extreme restriction or following these crazy plans that these influencers are trying to push out. It's honestly become such madness with social media and lack of qualifications and lack of education. It's become so prevalent that it's hard to even know where to get information from now. Now, personally, this is something that I experience every day. It's never going to be something that goes away for me and for many women. Uh, just how normalized it's become, and it was always normalized, unfortunately. And the dieting stigma and the commercials we were fed and the media that we were fed growing up is going to stick with us, even if it's something that you didn't necessarily agree with or follow or even pay attention to subconsciously. It is going to be something that sticks with us for the rest of our lives as females. This ideology and this expectation to just look a certain way all the time and behave a certain way all the time, these unrealistic standards that as women that we are given are not just in our regular life, it's in our dietary life as well. So let's kind of talk about the origin of this dieting obsession and this obsession to look a certain way and look like everybody online. Online being the big word. That's your main one right there. It's your media, the overall wellness culture online, and the obsession with clean eating and clean dieting. It's impossible to go online and get any kind of advice. It is. It is brutally impossible to go on social media and get any advice, because how is anyone supposed to trust you? It's fair. It really is fair at this point. I mean, because there's just so many scam artists out there that are just trying to push some crappy supplement or some sponsored kind of powder or electrolytes or collagen or whatever the hell it is. There's so many different things that are just being pushed out there that you're taking in so much information. One person tells you, oh, well, this is good. One person tells you, no, that has this, and this, and it's horrible. One person tells you, well, you should not eat that. Well, actually, you need to eat that because that's the only way that you're going to lose weight. It's the conflicting information is absolutely insane. And it just keeps growing. And most women, including myself, in all honesty, don't know where to turn anymore. There's nowhere to turn for reliable information online because you don't know what's true, you don't know what's fabricated, and this normalization of it is absolutely insane. And these people that are obsessed with not eating anything out, they make everything at home. Awesome. Not saying that that's not great and that's not a good move, maybe for you, but there's just so many other aspects that go into someone's life that they might not be able to live the same way that you do. So to say, oh, well, because you don't cook everything at home and you get prepackaged foods, like you're a monster. It's just, it goes to such an extreme now. Everything is just so extreme. There's no like middle ground. It's always one way or the other. There is no middle ground, especially with nutrition and diet. This is why I started my company and the LifeTrack program, because there is such a need for a well-rounded program and a place that women can feel safe and that they can feel like they're getting reliable education, science-backed information, and that they're not going to be judged if they have a slice of cake one day or they decide, I'm not going to stick to my meal plan today. I'm on vacation. I'm going to kind of just, eat what I want. There's a way to do that and to do it successfully for most women. Now, there's going to be the handful that this intuitive eating, mindset based approach, it's not for them. It doesn't work for them. They can't be a mindful eater or they're just going to binge eat. I mean, there's so many, I understand. And that's what I try to preface. I understand everybody is different. Every woman is different, and what each woman needs is going to be different in order to reach those goals. Another possible reason for this obsession and kind of where it derives from, it's a lot of moralizing your food, good food and bad food. This is going to be a hot take here, but food is food, okay? As long as someone's eating, there are some people that don't have access to very clean ingredients, very well-made things. Don't feel like a horrible person if you can't feed your kid organic, clean, dye-free everything. It's just, especially with the state that our country is in, it's not feasible. A lot of people can't even afford any groceries at all whatsoever. And with the SNAP benefits being taken away, I mean, it just mounts onto families. And it's not to then say, oh, well, you just feed your kids bad food. We inherently label foods as good or bad, and it's not that simple. Once again, it's not that simple. There's not such a thing as good or bad food. Food is food. So that's a big one where the obsession comes from as well, is just over moralizing that food and connecting your diet obsession to your identity and worth. That obsession being connected to, well, if I eat not good, then I'm not good. That's the correlation I see with a lot of women, and they just constantly, constantly blame themselves. Oh, well, I should have been more adherent to my diet. Oh, well, I shouldn't have done this. Oh, well, if I only did this. And a lot of the times it's not that simple. There's a lot of different moving parts within whatever it was that you may have done. It's not your whole identity and worth. If you don't follow your diet plan to a T, you're not a shitty person that doesn't like to put in effort to anything. Those two things just aren't correlated, and they've become correlated by a lot of people and a lot of women when it comes to dieting. And if they're gaining weight or they don't look a certain way, it's inherently tied to your identity and worth. And then it all kind of just works itself into a big old feedback loop. The media, wellness culture, and clean eating, you're exposed to something on social media that makes you feel that you need to act a certain way. You need to be smaller, disciplined, and controlled. This then leads you down the rabbit hole of moralizing your food. Okay, well, what food's good? What food's bad? What food should I not eat? What food should I eat? And then when you're not able to stick to those really extreme goals that you set for yourself, then, well, I just don't try hard enough and I don't have good self-worth, and everything just kind of goes into a vicious circle again. You start back at, well, maybe I could try to find something else. You go back on social media. Okay, well, most women do this, this, and this. It just keeps going. It keeps going in a circle, and it's just one big feedback loop of never reaching the goals that you're trying to reach, because you're just going into this loop of obsessing over different diets and constantly switching to different diets and things that are not sustainable, that you're not going to be able to do long term. So okay, once you get that weight off, then what? It's the big question mark that a lot of people have. They're like, oh, well, I'm just going to do this forever. Ma'am, you can't eat keto forever. It's just not feasible. At one point in your life, you're going to have to change the way you eat. Your body does get used to things and they have a threshold. It's just then you're going to stop losing weight because your body is now used to this process. I just truly wish more people understood and more women understood that it just does not have to be this difficult, and it doesn't have to be so extreme all the time. The effects of sticking in this obsession loop, it affects a lot of different areas of your life. It can kind of be broken down into 3 to 4 big areas of your life. So it's the mental and emotional area, so your food guilt, anxiety, constant decision fatigue, and just truly never feeling good enough. That's one impact area. Then you have your physical. So when you don't eat properly or you don't eat a diet that is meant and balanced for the human body's equilibrium, you're going to experience metabolic disruption, hormone stress, a lot of binge restrict cycles, which is actually my biggest struggle. Binge restrict cycles are something that I have experienced my whole entire life. I would try to stick to a diet that restricted certain things, foods I loved, things I loved to eat, and then I would feel that I was not allowed to eat them. So I wouldn't eat them for a week, 2 weeks, and then that craving would just get so intense that I'd be like, well, honestly, screw this. I'm done. And then just go back to doing what I was doing. But because I was so over restricted, I'm going to indulge at a larger amount than I would have if I just portioned out whatever that food may be. I pre-portion that out and I work that into my plan. All these foods can be worked into your plan. Truly, moderation will become your best friend. So that's kind of the physical area of things. And then, so your internal relationship. So your distrust of your own body, your disconnection from your body, not really trusting the hunger cues. You're going to always feel hungry. So if you're not eating enough, you're going to constantly feel hungry. And then you're being told, well, you have to, sometimes you feel hungry and you're not really hungry. Well, this person on social media said that being hungry is good. And it's just, I just kind of have to sit there and, nod my head and be like, okay, I'm interested in where you got that information from. Would you want to share that with me? Because I would love to see it. Because I like to see kind of the sources in which a lot of these women get their information from that I work with, where they're like, oh, well, this person said if you just drink 7 gallons of apple cider vinegar, you'll lose 40 pounds. And I'm like, huh, that's a new one. Never heard that. It's just so interesting where people get this information from, or they'll see one post about one thing with literally no sources on it and be like, well, that's the truth. Oh, yeah, that's definitely it. So it's very hard to work with people like that. And it really ruins yourself, your relationship with yourself. And just the last one is your overall life impact. You'll miss moments. You'll avoid social situations that have foods that you know that you can't eat. And that obsession is just so damn draining. It drains all the life out of you. It drains all the excitement out of you because a lot of things revolve around food. You don't realize it, but a lot of different activities revolve around food. And if you're someone that's on such a strict diet that you literally can't eat or adjust a meal at a restaurant to fit your dietary needs, and you're literally like bringing chicken and rice and vegetables to like a work dinner, a lot of people just call that discipline. A lot of people are like, well, she's just really disciplined. Good for her. She's just so disciplined. And she might be. That might be the truth. But is she happy? That's the big one. She could be disciplined and wow, look how fit she is and look how, you think she's happy. Is she really happy, or is she doing this because she feels like it's kind of what everyone else is doing? It's what's working. Everyone else does it. I mean, I should probably try it. I really want to look like them. That's what a lot of the times these diets are. A lot of these extreme dieters, these people that are forcing themselves not to eat things, a lot of the time it has to do with feeling obligated. The obligation to look a certain way, to act a certain way, to adhere to a certain lifestyle. Like being a gym girl and going and getting Domino's, those two things like don't correlate. Like you would be so shunned by society if you're on social media and you're like a social influencer and you go to the gym all the time and then you get Domino's one night. I've seen it happen. I mean, I've seen it happen where people are like, oh, how dare you? Like, you just ruined all your progress. Like, how could you do that? Like, we followed you because we thought we could trust you and you were so fit and healthy and now you just eat crap. And it's sad. It's so sad. It's because the women and people that are commenting this, they truly feel this. They truly agree with this and they think that this person is just weaker than them, that they don't have the discipline or the motivation or the rigor to be able to stick to such an insanely strict diet plan. So you're going to stick to that diet plan forever then, right? Because that's the only way you're going to ever be able to lose weight and maintain it, because now your body is used to this caloric intake. So an extreme restriction for such a long time has negative effects. There's a lot of women now that have a lot of stomach issues, a lot of GI issues, You wonder why a lot of that generation has GI issues and stomach issues? It's because of the extreme restriction and diet fads all through the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, even all the way until now. It's just there's so many reasons that people have the health issues that they do now, and they just refuse to relate it back to the fact that they might have had something to do with this. Maybe how you treated your body actually ended up negatively affecting you the long term. I know that sounds pretty self-explanatory or something that, is a give and take or cause and effect, but to a lot of people, they don't make that correlation. And I feel like that's a conversation that a lot of women just are not ready to have with themselves, with other women, whatever it may be. But there are things that were taught to us even as children. I was born in 99. So I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s era. And the dieting era of that time was an obsession with skinny. The skinny obsession was absolutely insane. And as a child that was not super skinny, that had a little bit of extra meat on their bones, and being an all star cheerleader, that all kind of didn't correlate very well for me. And it has to do with a lot of the things that I deal with now today as far as my self esteem and my body. And also, not at absolutely any fault of their own, but a lot of women that are older than me within my family circle also kind of have contributed to it as well because it's not their fault though. It was their mothers and the mothers before them. I have a family member that I'm not even kidding you does not talk about anyone without referring to their weight. It is always the topic of conversation at every family gathering. They are talking about someone losing weight, someone getting fat, someone being heavy. And it's literally like instead of saying someone has brown hair, that's what the description is. It has always to do with the weight. They will say to people, "Oh, I'm so glad that you lost all that weight. Now you look so good. You looked terrible." I mean, straight up like that. And is still dieting at like the ripe age of like the mid 70s. They're over 60 years old. The adult is over 60 years old at this point and is still obsessed with how they look and their diet, and their significant other makes comments about their body and their diet still. And like it never ends. And that's what seeing so many women still at that point in their life, I knew I had to do something to help this generation because we need to be the stopping force. Our group of women, our generation in this time needs to be the stopping force and the one to rechange the narrative around women dieting, weight loss, all of it, all of it. We need to reframe that whole thinking aspect. It's something that we were never taught. Our parents were never taught, their parents were never taught. This is something that we're learning now. We're finally, as a society, starting to really take a deep dive look at mental health and its implications on so many other aspects of life, including dietary, nutrition, all of it. So here is your goal. I'm trying to normalize hunger, cravings, and weight fluctuations. These are all normal things. It is normal to be hungry. It is normal to crave a sweet treat every once in a while. And it is normal to fluctuate your weight plus or minus 5 pounds. I have women still come to me panic struck that they've gained a pound. Or, oh, I had pizza yesterday and now I'm up 1.76 pounds. It's like down to the decimal. And especially as women 50 plus, the changes hormonally in your body, yeah, you're gonna shift weight. If you weren't shifting weight and you were still the same weight as you were when you were like 20, I'd kind of be concerned. It's the biggest flex among women when they say, "I'm at my wedding weight. I'm the same size I was when I was pregnant with you. I was 110 pounds when I was pregnant." It's like they look at these things as flexes, but they're actually so scary. Like that's not something that you should be bragging about. The fact that you were 110 pounds while carrying a full child is not something that should be like a celebration. It's just the flip flop of the idea of what is healthy and what is not, what is good and what is bad. It's just so skewed, and it's something that we really need to work on as women. Normalizing being hungry, having cravings, fluctuating weight. It's normal, okay, people? It's normal. Yeah, fluctuating one day, waking up and gaining 20 pounds. No, that's not normal. plus or minus 5. Anything over 5, gaining weight over 5 if you're trying to lose, and losing weight over 5 if you're trying to gain, then that's when we kind of take a look as a team. We reframe kind of what we're doing, go through your day-to-day habits, because there's a lot of things outside of what I even cover as a coach, my scope of practice, that can be a possible, a possible reason for this. And then that's when I refer you to the proper medical professional, because I cannot diagnose. I am not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. I am a nutrition specialist and coach. So what would this look like, kind of reframing it? Well, as women, there's a couple of big things that you need to focus on, or kind of repeat to yourself as affirmations. Focus on consistency, not perfection. This is something that I say a lot. I've said it in a lot of posts, newsletters to different clients. You want consistency over perfection. There's no reason to just, oh, well, I ate bad this morning, so let me just continue through the rest of the day. Nothing matters. It does not have to be all or nothing. It does not have to be insane, perfect 24/7 all the time, doing crazy workouts, eating crazy clean all the damn time. That pressure on yourself, on top of just the pressure of being a woman, whether you're a mother, a partner, a business person, whatever it may be, on top of that, and then trying to be perfect in your diet and your health and wellness and taking all of your supplements and doing the thing. Yeah, of course you should set goals for yourself, but these goals should be attainable. They shouldn't be extreme, and they shouldn't be striving for perfection, because perfection does not exist. I hate to break it to you, but oh, well, if I just do this for this long, I'll feel all better. And then you don't. And then you don't understand why. It's because you're putting all your eggs in one basket. You're saying, well, if I'm just perfect at this, I do my diet perfectly, I exercise the perfect amount, I drink the perfect amount of water, then I'll be able to, reach my goals and everything will be fine, well and dandy. I won't have to worry about it. And then once you do all this and you don't reach the goals, you don't understand. It's not understood. As women, a lot of us strive to have some kind of control over our life. A lot of the times, as women, we don't feel we have much control over quite literally anything. So, feeling the ability to have this insane control over your diet and be able to say, like, yeah, I did that, is something that people will sometimes put over actual nourishment. Being able to say, yeah, I only ate 1,000 calories, like, damn, I was able to do the thing. Like, nobody else could do that for a week. It's like, yeah, well, you probably shouldn't. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, kind of thing. You want to nourish yourself. It should be nourishment over control always. You want to make sure that you're getting ample amount of nutrients, and that might look like a big old plate of food, and that's okay. It's not all about the numerical consistency of it. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, well, it's only 100 calories." I'm like, yeah, it also has 74 grams of fat and like 6 million grams of added sugar, and has like corn syrups and all this crazy additives in there, but it's only 100 something calories. It's not just about the nutrition facts, people. It's not just about the numbers. Numbers are not what always matters. The number on the scale, the numbers on the back of your food label. It's not always the end all be all. Sure, really important sometimes. Other times, not so much. What I kind of want you to take away from this episode is you're not alone. You're not alone. We all, as women, are in this together, and we experience this together. And by supporting each other, it's the best way for us to kind of reframe this way of thinking and push women and young girls to start focusing on being healthy, being strong, being nourished, rather than being tiny, being petite, being grounded and silent. It's not fair. It should not be the expectation of women to look a certain way to please other people. And a lot of times we're comparing ourselves to people online. More than half of these images are fake, and some of these people are literally not even real. There's been so many people that are online that you see these perfect pictures of them, and you find out they're literally AI. They're not even real. So kind of take that away with you today. And anything that you see, always check it. Always fact check it. Always do your own research, or you go to a reliable source. If this episode resonated with you, our program actually might be a great fit. So, our LifeTrack program is a 4+ month one on one coaching program, and it focuses on a lot of the ideologies that we talked about in here today. and making sure that women have a safe space to feel that they matter, to feel that they're valid, and to feel that no matter what they do, they're not going to be judged or scolded or put down. So if this sounds like you or anything that you might be interested in, LifeTrack might be for you. And right now is the best time to get in at a very, very low rate. And that rate sticks for as long as you stay with us. Everything that you need will be linked in the show notes. I am so excited to get this show up and rolling. Video episodes will be coming soon, and stay tuned for our newest episode that will be dropping at the end of next week. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share with anyone that might find this interesting or helpful. Let's continue this journey and build a life you love together.